What it do, Teasy? It's your boy, Too Tall. And it's 4 a.m. right now, yo. We somewhere in Baltimore. Say no, we at work. But anyway, yeah, I figured, yo, like I'm up. Somebody up somewhere in the world making some money as well. I'm gonna do a little story time. So bet. Today's story time is on, and it's funny because I got on all blue today, but today is the story on how I became a piru member. A blood. Ooh, Halloween blood. Say nah. But all right, I can say, all right, for one, in Baltimore, when I was growing up as a teenager, that's when gangs first started to hit our city real strong. So it was a lot of BGF members, meaning the Black Gorilla family. It was a lot of Rolling 60s, Rolling 20 Crips, neighborhoods and stuff like that. It was a lot of Rolling 20 Bloods, a lot of Denver Lane Bloods, a lot of Ludus Park, Treetop Power, stuff like that. So all the gangs started to hit the city real hard. When I say everybody picked a side, like literally everybody picked a side. No matter who you was with, we was in some sort of set. So we all would hang together, but still at the same time, we would all be banging some sort of set. The people that I was closest to and grew up was Crip. A lot of them was BGF, a few was Blood. I was the only Piru member, but it was a lot of us, and all of us was banging actively. But we were just all different sets, but we hung together and we grew up together, so that's what it was. We always chose us over that shit. So when I was about 14-ish, I used to hang up Emerson Avenue with my man Los, because I went up Calverton, so I used to hang up Emerson Avenue, and at the time, Emerson Avenue was on the west side of Baltimore. They was wearing the color red, and we wasn't Bloods, but they was wearing red. This was like right before the gang started. So all of a sudden, one day, my man come, like, yeah, yo, we Bloods now. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I'm figuring out what it is and shit, and I'm like, man, hell no. So he became a Blood. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy, yo. That shit just switched from like just a real color to now it's official Blood shit. Somebody from LA came down here, blessed the hood, made the hood official. So I'm like, fuck. So like a year later, I'm in school. Mind you, I'm hanging with all the Bloods, all the Piru members, but I'm not banging. But everybody consider me like a 550, which is like somebody that's affiliated. That's like a 550, that's like some Blood talk. Like, I could say a bunch of numbers and another Blood gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's like our code. Like, we could be right in front of you just saying a bunch of 3 numbers, and he literally gonna know everything. We gonna be saying paragraphs, but we gonna be using numbers. That's like one of our things. So one day, right, it was this dude. He was a fake Blood. He was claiming rolling 20s, but they were G-checking him, and they say, here, fake Blood, we gotta eat him. So the term eat him is pretty much beating his ass. That means you are no good, like you snitched or something like that. So mind you, I'm doing shit with all the Bloods, but I'm not no Blood. So I'm sitting there, they like, yeah, yo, we ready to go beat the dude up. Yo, you want to come around there with us? I'm like, all right, cool. So I go around there, I'm walking around, I'm like, fuck it, let me do it, yo. So they looking at me like, what you mean? Like, this their business. They don't really put me in their business. So they like, what the fuck you mean? This time I'm going by Tank. I wasn't church or bishop yet. I was going by Tank. So once I get around the corner, I'm like, yo, let me do this shit. So they like, shit, you trying to get down with the hood? I'm like, yeah. So they like, about time, nigga. Everybody already think you Piru anyway, nigga. You might as well. So I'm like, cool. So we get around the corner. I fucking smash the nigga. I beat the shit out the nigga by myself. Ain't nobody jump in there. I beat the shit out the nigga one-on-one. So they like, shit, you with the hood now. So they gave me my paperwork. When I say paperwork, it's a thick-ass pamphlet like this with all our gang history, our terms, our secret languages, how to throw up your signs, all that shit. Like, so it's like a big ass, and nobody else supposed to see this paper in the world but you. I was with my daughter mother at the time, one time, and she found my paperwork. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But mind you, my daughter mother is she was like affiliated with Piru, so she knew exactly what it was. She was like, oh, I ain't read it and all that. I was ready to get mad at shit. Like, nobody ever read my shit. So that's like real sacred to us, because that's your shit. If you lose your paperwork, you fuck. They gonna make you food, which they gonna eat you, man, and you gonna be a no good. People don't know. Y'all run around here claiming blood and Crip and all that. You gotta know your shit. You gotta know your history. If I G-check you, I'm gonna ask you shit that's in our big-ass pamphlet. And you better know what the fuck I'm ready to ask you. I can ask you anything out that motherfucker. If you don't know it, I'm gonna consider you a fake blood and I'm gonna deal with you. But that's I'm getting carried away. I'm talking about already hurt a nigga. But yeah, so I beat the dude. They like, all right, yeah. So mind you, when you gangbanging, you have a function. It's called a function. That's like a meeting, a gang meeting. And we had ours every Friday in Baltimore. Everybody had their gang meetings on Fridays in Baltimore. All the Crips, Bloods, everybody got their own areas, and they politic. When we say politic, that's just pretty much, you know, talking it out. But that's like a gang term that we use, dealing with each other. Dude up, they get my paperwork. I'm reading my paperwork. They checking me daily, making sure I know shit out the paperwork, all that. So I make sure I know my shit. Is the term, know your shit before I blow your shit. That's what you say when you G-check a nigga. Meaning, if you don't know what I'm about to ask you, I'm gonna blow your motherfucking head off. To my first gang meeting. And mind you, the gang meetings is with other sets sometimes. So we was in there with Elm Street. So the Elm Street Piru niggas like, who is Shorty? You feel me? Talking about me. So they like, yeah, this little Shorty, he just got down with the hood. He been rocking with us for a minute, blah, blah, blah. So they like, all right, that's cool, but we don't know him. We ain't see him get put on the hood. And put on the hood is a term like getting jumped in. Jumped in, you know, getting initiated in the game. So the dude pretty much said, man, he got to do that shit over. So they pretty much, when y'all think of getting jumped in the game, y'all think of 10 people just jumping on me and beating my ass. No, that's not how it works. They get somebody that's your size and you fight the nigga for 21 seconds. As far as power remembers. Like, we fight for 21 seconds, and after that, you know what I mean, y'all shake hands and you keep it moving. All that, letting the nigga whip your ass, you crazy. I beat the shit out this nigga. So I beat the nigga up, and then after that, it was just like every function, somebody would say something and I would fight. So I was fighting for like the first 3 functions because nobody knew me. Eventually, my name started ringing in the streets. I'm popular in school at this time, so it's like my name started carrying my weight. So after a while, I ain't had to do nothing. I just was known for being a Piru nigga from West Side and all that shit at that point. And then I grew up a little bit, and I actually, yo, it's crazy, yo. I just dropped my flag. Well, I didn't drop my flag because it's not really like, you never really could drop your flag. It's like weird. Like, once you banging, you like, oh, that shit always in you, yo. This shit never leave me. Like, I got that mentality. I'm always Piru. Like, no matter what I say, I feel like I'm Piru. So, but I'm a non-active gang member. A non-active gang member is someone that doesn't have no dealing with the gang whatsoever. I don't do shit with that gang shit. Like, don't call me about no gang shit. Don't talk to me about no gang shit. You feel me? I'm on my working, getting money, saving, getting houses and cars, and you feel me? Gym and shit. Leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, that's pretty much my story on how I started being gang active. But I am a non-active gang member. Eastside Lewis Park, 1500 block, Rosecrans and Bulls, 1500 block. That's what I bang. Well, I used to bang. Y'all get the point. It's too tall, nigga.